Cancer loves acid. Cancer also loves no oxygen. The other thing cancer loves is sugar.
In today's fast-paced world, we often grab whatever is convenient without thinking about its impact on our health. But did you know that certain foods can create a perfect breeding ground for diseases like cancer? This isn't just about unhealthy eating habits, it's about understanding the deeper connection between what we consume and how our bodies respond. Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of maintaining a healthy pH balance in our bodies. The pH level of your body can determine whether diseases will thrive or struggle to survive. With a blood pH reading between 7.35 and 7.4, our bodies are in an optimal state. However, a cellular pH of 5.5 can turn your body into a welcoming environment for diseases like yeast infections, fungi, and most alarmingly, cancer. Cancer thrives in areas with acids and low oxygen and feeds on sugar. When individuals seek help to combat cancer, one of the first steps is to modify their diet to make it more alkalizing, increase oxygenation, and significantly reduce sugar intake.
Cancer loves. In other words, if cancer is given these conditions, it thrives. It loves glucose. In fact, cancer cells consume 15 times the glucose of any other cell. Cancer also loves an environment where there's no oxygen. Cancer thrives in an acid environment. On the other hand, let's make a list of what cancer hates. And if cancer hates this is what we want to give to the body. Cancer hates no glucose. And cancer hates oxygen. The fact is, cancer cannot live in the presence of oxygen. And cancer hates an alkaline environment.
Now, you might be thinking, what food should I avoid to keep my body in a healthy, disease-resistant state? Dr. O'Neill is here to guide us through the 7 acid-forming foods that we need to steer clear of. These foods are loaded with acid-forming minerals like phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine, which can lower your body's pH and create a disease-friendly environment.
As the oxygen's being burnt in the little energy cycles in the cell, the gaseous waste is being given off carbon dioxide, and as carbon dioxide builds up in the blood, it creates an acid condition. So the breathing deeply.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill brings some surprising insights into which common foods could be making our diets more acidic. Let's explore what she has to say about meat and wheat, 2 staples in many of our meals. Number 1. Meat. Do you enjoy a juicy steak or a hearty hamburger? Most people do. But did you know that meat, especially red and processed meat, is one of the most common acidic foods in the Western diet?
So what foods are high in phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine? Meat. This explains why Dr. Colin Campbell found he could turn cancer cells on and off like a switch by the amount of meat and dairy products he was giving the rats.
Dr. Colin Campbell's research showed that he could turn cancer cells on and off like a switch based on the amount of meat and dairy given to rats. But why is meat so acidic? Red meat is packed with protein and phosphorus. While these nutrients are essential, they also increase the amount of acid in our diet. Every time you enjoy that delicious steak, your body is working overtime to manage the extra acid. Number 2. Wheat.
You look at the timeline. So it was the 1950s that the wheat was hybridized. It was the 1970s that it went worldwide. So by the 1990s, every pasta, every pizza, every biscuit, cake, cookie, donut, cereal, bread, it's all made out of the hybridized wheat.
Wheat is also a significant acid-forming food. But the problem with wheat isn't just its natural properties, it's how it's changed over the years. The wheat we consume today is very different from the original wheat that existed thousands of years ago. The original wheat had a fragile protein or gluten structure. This changed drastically through hybridization. By the 1950s, wheat had undergone intensive crossbreeding, resulting in a complex gluten structure that our bodies struggled to break down. Almost every pasta, pizza, biscuit, cake, cookie, donut, cereal, and bread is made from this hybridized wheat. Farmers love it because they get 6 times more grain per acre, which helps with global food shortages. However, safety studies on this new wheat were never done. One of the most common symptoms of gluten intolerance is brain fog. Have you ever felt unusually tired or unable to concentrate after a meal? It might be the wheat. Another symptom is bloating. Number 3. Caffeine. Can't start your day without that cup of coffee or tea? You're not alone. But did you know that caffeine found in your beloved beverages can affect your body's acidity levels? All those caffeine-rich drinks can make your body work extra hard to keep things balanced. Imagine your body as a tightrope walker, trying to stay upright on a rope.
The painless way to come off caffeine, say a person has 3 cups of coffee a day, well, the first cup of coffee, they have half a teaspoon of coffee and half a teaspoon of, say, Caffex. And they do that every cup of coffee. They'll have no symptoms of withdrawals because they're still getting a little. And then every day they have a little bit more Caffex and a little less coffee. And if they do that over a week, they can usually get off all their caffeine with no bad headaches, which is what usually happens.
When you add caffeine into the mix, it's like adding extra weight. Your body has to work harder to stay balanced, which can drain essential alkaline minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These minerals are crucial for keeping your body's pH in check. And caffeine often comes with a side of sugar. Sugar can boost the acidity level even more. So the next time you reach for that sugary coffee or soda, think about how it might be tipping the scales of your body's balance. Number 4, refined sugar.
She discovered that cancer loves sugar. The fact is that a cancer cell consumes 15 times the glucose of any other cell.
Although sugar itself is neutral, it becomes a problem once it's metabolized. The liver breaks down sugar, creating acids like lactic and acetic acid that increase your body's acid load. It's like adding fuel to a fire. The process depletes your body of important minerals like calcium and magnesium, which are essential for neutralizing acids. Plus, high sugar intake can mess with your insulin levels, leading to even more mineral loss through urine. And sugar can alter the gut bacteria, promoting the growth of acid-producing microbes and adding to the acidic burden. All these factors contribute to an overall more acidic environment in your body. Number 5. Aged cheese. Most aged cheeses are quite acidic due to their high protein and phosphorus content. While fresh cheeses like cottage cheese or ricotta are less acidic, they still come from cows that might not have the best diet or may contain chemicals. Dairy products in general tend to be acid-forming. When they're digested, they produce acidic compounds that need to be neutralized or expelled by your body. This puts extra stress on your kidneys, which have to work harder to handle the increased acid load. It's not about avoiding these foods completely, but rather enjoying them in moderation. Balancing your diet with both acid-forming and alkaline-forming foods is key to maintaining your body's pH balance and overall health. Number 6. Alcohol.
Alcohol breaks down in the body to acetaldehyde. And acetaldehyde is a neurotoxin. We don't want a neurotoxin. A neurotoxin is a brain killer.
Most people enjoy a drink now and then. Although alcohol isn't a food, it still creates an acidic environment in your body. How does this happen? When alcohol is broken down, it turns into a substance called acetaldehyde. This isn't just any ordinary chemical. Acetaldehyde is a neurotoxin, which means it can harm your brain. We definitely don't want that. So is it necessary to completely cut out all acid-forming foods from your diet? The good news is, no, you don't have to be that strict. Dr. O'Neill recommends that while you don't have to eliminate them completely, your diet should be balanced. Aim for 20% of your food intake to be acid-forming, and the remaining 70 to 80% should come from alkaline-forming foods. Number 7. Grains, legumes, and nuts. Grains can be a healthy choice, but it's essential to pick the right ones. Most grains fall into the acid-forming category. That means your typical bread, pasta, and rice could be making your body more acidic. However, there are some grains that are more on the alkaline side, so it's all about making informed choices. And legumes are another category where some items can be acid-forming. While lima beans, lentils, and soy are alkaline-forming, other legumes can contribute to an acidic environment. This could be a surprise to those who think legumes are always a healthy option. But nuts are often praised for their health benefits. While almonds and Brazil nuts are good choices, many other nuts have an acidic effect. It's not always easy to keep track of which nuts are which. By being aware of these details, you can make smarter choices about what goes on your plate. Balancing your diet doesn't mean giving up all your favorite foods, but it does mean being mindful of how they affect your body's balance. Well, that's it for today. Let us know what you think of Barbara O'Neill by sharing your views in the comment section below. For now, make sure that you like our video, subscribe to the channel to get updated, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one. Stay healthy.